So you're just always trying to find that balance of how close can, to great can they be, right? And that's the beauty behind it, right?
If you only had 10 exercises and you had to do strength-based stuff as an athlete, what would the 10 exercises be you'd pick?
First and foremost, trap bar deadlift.
Okay, sick. I bought one recently.
Yeah, trap bar deadlift. So my mentor, he's the head director of Nike of research, and what he became very known for was he did like this big study on the trap bar, and if you look at all the workouts in the gym, like squats, deadlift, barbell deadlift, trap bar deadlift, Bulgarian split squats, he took like a sample size of athletes, and the one lift that showed the most improvement on like max force production across the board through every athlete was the trap bar deadlift. A squat might help one athlete a lot and then not do anything for another athlete, right? And a Bulgarian might help one person and not do much for another. But the trap bar deadlift, if you look at like the graph and stuff, was the highest amongst all of it. So he was able to like essentially take the trap bar deadlift, your body weight, and based on the number that you get, he could, predict how fast you could run the 40-yard dash. So that's when he got signed with Nike and then started working with all the top Nike athletes. And then I started learning from him and then working with all the athletes. But I say that all to say the trap bar deadlift, number one, 100%. It keeps your spine in a neutralized position. You're working on that mass force production. You can load up the weight. It's safe. Full body movement, trap bar deadlift. Number two, I would say Bulgarian split squat. It's a hate and love for me, right? Like I don't love doing it. Well, like I hate doing it actually, but I love the results from it, right? That unilateral work really gets us strengthened, fix the imbalances, because a lot of people, when they just do bilateral work, have major imbalances that they would never know about. So I love the Bulgarian. And what I like to do is like pre-exhaust my quads before the Bulgarian split squat. So I'll do like a wall sit, right? And then I'll raise my toes like the last 15 seconds. And it just really pre-exhausts the quads. So then when I go in the Bulgarians, it's really focusing on my glutes and hamstrings. So you guys could take that one. That's one of the Zach Wade specials. I love dumbbell incline bench press. I think it allows you free range of motion to really get that stretch in the chest. And I like just free weights because I think it really goes with how you want to move it rather than a barbell is like a set, pathway. The dumbbells is more free range and allows you to move how you want to move. Easier on the shoulders. Worst case scenario, if you're going to fail, you just get to drop the weights. Pull-ups.
Wide or neutral? Wide or...
Depending on what you're working on. Look, if you're any form of athlete, right, fighting, anything like that, the neutral is a better, right? So, because this is where your power is at, right? Everything is here, tight back. If you're fighting, your guard up. Wide is better for aesthetics. But if you just want a bigger back, strong back, pull-ups has to be a staple. And weighted pull-ups is imperative, right? Become a pro at pull-ups and everything else gets stronger and your back just becomes bigger. And I think a bigger back, you just look bigger. And then push-ups. Love push-ups. Love push-ups. You could do those daily. Dips. Again, weighted dips. Dips just make everything strong. You become super strong at weighted dips. Your presses will get stronger. Your pulls will get stronger. Look, barbell squats. But there's this whole thing about depth on barbell squats, and I actually talked to my client a lot about this. For me, I've always been a 90 guy. No, I actually grew, like when I first started, I worked with an Olympic coach, so it was always below 90. But in my field, in sports and stuff, my thing is whenever are you in a position below 90 degrees on the field?
You're never, it's a bad position.
If you're below 90 on the field, you're probably getting dominated or something went wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So A proper barbell squat to 90 degrees. I like box squats. You know, I saw this reel of this guy like, oh, you know, the percentage of glute activation, the lower you go, increases. I'm like, okay, that 10% increase from 90 to below 90 isn't worth, you know, the potential of tweaking something on my knee, or like, you know, yeah, you may be strong in that position, but if you're going to go do a box jump or you're going to be on the field, are you going to be explosive out of that 90 if you're always practicing going below 90? You know, so I'd rather work on things that's going to apply to everything else that I'm doing. What number is that?
I think that's 7. I think you're at 8 now. Is the next one.
Okay.
So you've got back, chest,
Yeah.
legs. There's nothing for shoulders or arms yet.
Yeah, shoulder. Yeah, I guess the incline kind of touches the shoulders, but yeah, to be honest, I like the kneeling shoulder press, like single arm shoulder press.
Like landmine.
Landmine,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I love that. And doing it eccentric, right? Like a 4-second count down, explosive up. Because a lot of people don't understand, like don't realize the growth or the muscle breakdown is on the eccentric. So that's where the growth happens, right? When you're breaking down the muscle. So eccentric and then being explosive out of it. So yeah, I love the single arm landmine. And plus you're doing a lot of core within that movement.
So I feel that a lot like in my obliques.
Yeah.
Because you're stabilizing cervical
your
on one
core,
side.
and the thing is you're building that abdominal wall, which is very important, right? You can't build that abdominal wall by doing crunches and everything like that. It's like, if you really want to develop a strong core, you have to do overhead pressing type things, standing. A lot of people want to go on a bench and do seated shoulder press. It's fine, but you should definitely mix in that standing shoulder press of some sort, because that's going to really help build that abdominal wall. And then on the shoulders too, I love lateral raises to give you those bolder shoulders, you know, like wide look. I love lateral raises. And I do this thing where to really work on the shoulder health is an isometric lateral raise. So I'm holding one dumbbell up straight out while doing a raise on the other arm. That's one of my staples. It's one of my favorites. So we're working on, you know, the shoulder health also while getting a pump. So people really sleep on the isometric stuff. I love the isometric stuff because it makes you recruit all these different muscle fibers that you wouldn't just by doing a normal movement. What is that?
I've got one more, I think.
One more. Let's see. I've done shoulders. I've done chest. I've pretty much, I guess if we could do a core, man, I just love a good old-fashioned plank, and if you can, just a weighted plank. I think, you know, the fundamentals, the basics, and then adding some weight on it. If you could get strong at plank with like a weight on you, you could do any core movement.
Well, I also think the correlation of that carrying over to everything else is massive, right? Because if your core is way stronger, your ability to apply force is going to increase.
100%. That's your foundation. That's where it starts, is the core.
Now, if you enjoyed this clip and you're a coach, creator, or a business owner and you want help in terms of how to scale your business using ads, AI, content, marketing, a lot of things we talk about on the show, then hit the link at the top line of our description in the YouTube video. You can book on a call with us and we'll walk through the whole process, audit your business, and show you where there's huge opportunities for you to scale.